Hello, this is Bhavesh, and we are doing the literature reader by CBSE for class ninth. And this is the first chapter called How I Taught My Grandmother to Read. And we are doing the question and answers of this chapter. So, the question one asks us to write about the following memories or experiences that we had with our grandmother and to share the views with the class. So, the first part asks us to write a memorable holiday that we spent with our grandmother. So, the general answer provided to us here is that grandmothers are more than mothers. To some or to the most of the crowd or children, the grandmothers have an immense level of affection towards the grandchildren, and hence we get all our joy and help from the grandmothers that we can. So, I still remember how I spent a holiday with my grandmother. It was quite a long time since I met her. I found her standing at the village stand to receive me. She was really excited. She had prepared some of my favorite dishes only for me. She took me to the fields. We stopped at the kennel. What a sight! Children were diving into it from a wooden bridge. I enjoyed fresh sugar canes. It was an evening. A herd of cattle was returning to their home. My grandmother would not let me sleep early. She had many interesting stories to tell. She talked about her youth, her old times, and her hobbies. She kissed me affectionately before I went to the bed. The second part asks us to write a story that was told by our grandmother. So the answer here says that it is difficult to imagine a grandmother without her fanciful stories. We know that in our culture, all the grandmothers and grandparents in general are have a ritual of telling their grandchildren all the stories that they can to enhance their imagining powers and to provide them with an source of entertainment. So my grandmother is a great storyteller. Her narrative skill is very real and convincing. She will make you believe even the incredible. She has stored many stories in her memory. Her favorite story is of Savitri and Yama. Savitri's husband was cutting wood in the forest. He fell down from a tree and died. The god of death, Yama, came to take him to the other world. Savitri would not let him come near the dead body of her husband. She remained glued to the dead body for many days. She didn't eat and sleep. The god of death was moved. He had never seen such a devoted and determined wife. He was pleased and restored Savitri's husband back to life. Part 3 asks us to list the things I admire the most about my grandmother. So, the general answer provided to us here is that my grandmother is a role model. To most grandchildren, their grandparents as well as their parents are like role models who shape the future of the children. I am very much impressed with her personality, but there are certain things which I admire the most in her character. The first thing is her sense of discipline. She is very regular and punctual. She gets up at 5 a.m. in the morning. She is ready for her prayers before 6 a.m. She has always the fixed time for everything. I like her deep faith in God. Her sense of cleanliness is extremely praiseworthy. She looks noble and dignified in her spotless white clothes. All these things make her a very pleasing and dignified personality. The part 4th asks us the difference between my mother and my grandmother. The answer provided to us over here says that human relations generally defy comparisons, but still, there are certain basic differences between my mother and my grandmother. I am also different from my mother. So, is my grandmother from her daughter in law. Basically, it is a generation gap. A grandmother is conservative, she is highly religious, she has deep faith in God and fate. But my mother is a working woman. She has a progressive outlook towards life and people. She is not so religious. She believes that everyone has a right to lead one's own kind of life. My grandmother, however, thinks that home and children are the most important things for any woman. My mother thinks of other things as well, as her life is not limited to the home and also has an atmosphere of a work environment. She believes that a woman must have the freedom to decide what is good or bad for her. Coming to the second question, have you ever been on a trip to any place in India where you didn't know the language spoken locally? How did you feel? How did you manage to communicate? So the answer here says that during my tour to Tamil Nadu, I happened to visit a small village. It is near the temple town of Kanchipuram. Actually, I went there to buy some saris for my mother and my elder sister. I went to the handloom shop. The shopkeeper welcomed me with folded hands and wished me namaskaram. I did the same. I greeted him back. I said saris. He responded by saying Ilya or Yelya or something like that. He said something to the helpers. I could not understand even a word. Many new saris of different colors were laid before me. I picked up one and asked the price. He raised three fingers. I couldn't make out whether he was asking for 3,000 or a 300 rupee. A man who knew some Hindi saved me from the embarrassment. I paid 6,000 and bought two saris. Only then I realized that I was a stranger in my own country and I determined to learn at least one language that is spoken in South India. Thanks a lot for listening.